Hi there. It's just another video just to show you the upgrade of the Toyota hybrid 12 volt battery system. Now, quite simple, to pop out everything you have at the back in terms of the boot cover, removing the side battery cover that exposes the battery that you see there. Now, the standard battery that Toyota gave me in my 2020 version is the LN1. So, which is slightly smaller. And what you do first and foremost is to remove the negative terminal. It's a 10mm socket, and then you loosen up the positive one as well. So you can see it popped off the negative terminal. Just be careful not to touch anything else with it. Definitely, it's less sensitive in terms of the negative terminal, but the positive, definitely be careful with that one. So I'm just trying to reposition it in a way where it's out of the way. Remove the positive terminal. So another 10mm nut. Just a side note, just ignore those, excuse the wiring that's hanging around there. That was there for another project, so you typically wouldn't normally have the wiring that's you see there, the red wiring, spaghetti. That is my bad. So as you see, I'm just trying to remove the positive terminal elsewhere, and then first remove the battery holder. That's also a 10mm bolt. Just you got to remove all of it, so take your time, undo the nut and bolt that's out of it. And that will spring up. Don't lose the bolt, even though it's quite easy to pick up. So there's the bolt. And then remove the other nut, not so much bolt, but the nut that's there, so you can get the arm off the battery. The good thing about this one is it's not the typical J type of lever. It's actually a fixed arm that's on the other side. So just remove the nut, and there's no risk of it falling down. So there's the nut. Remove the arm. And then remove the vent tube that's actually on the side. I'm not actually showing it there. I'm yanking the battery up. Probably a bit of ignorance on my part, but there's a vent hole on the back of the battery, which is facing the back of the car. So, but jimmy the battery out of the way. It'll probably be easier than how I did it because of my spaghetti wiring that I've got there. That's probably something I need to clean up later on. Also, be careful with your back. I say that in the last video, but it is quite a heavy piece of unit. Remove this foam block that's there. That's basically jams the space, so that allows for an LN1 battery, which is actually slightly small, 203mm wide battery. And I'm going to apply. And this is the LN2 battery, which is about 242mm wide. In this case, lengthwise from the front to the back, so slightly longer battery, so it gives you more power and so forth, so that you're not running out of juice. You see, it's a bit of a struggle, but once it's in, it's firmly in, and fits within the brackets that Toyota have provided and welded in. So reinstall the battery bracket. So quite simple reverse job. That's there. Just literally put that through, put the nut in, and also put the bolt in. So I'm putting the nut. And you've got to sort of balance between each of the arm, between the left and right, so that it clamps in quite neatly. Finger tight's fine anyway, so that's there, and then we'll get into the bolt. You can see I'm just balancing between two to make sure I have enough tension on the bracket once I put in the bolt, because once you put the bolt in, it's hard to actually see how much pressure the brackets will place onto the battery. And if you do it too hard, it makes it harder to put the bolt in. But there you can see I've just put the bolt in loosely there. And I'll tighten it down a little bit more. Yep, so secure the, and then I put the positive terminal in. So it's basically the reverse of the removal. So when you remove it, it's negative first, positive next, and then when you put it back on, it's positive first, negative last. Tighten the terminal. Now don't overdo this because you can snap the bolt that's there. So as long as it's snug and it won't move, then it's all good. Close the lid, cover. It's quite important because anything that touches that is going to make a spark. I'll put the negative terminal in and you'll see the light come on. And let there be light. I'll tighten the terminals there. Again, not too tight. As long as it's in there snug, that's all good. Also in there is just to remember the vent tube that's on the back. Probably in hindsight, it's probably better to do it whilst the battery's slightly a little bit loose, but it is possible if you've got everything tightened. But again, it's not too much of a biggie if you don't have it there. So it's just basically a tube with an L bracket that goes into the top of the battery on the side. So not that hard, but once you have it in, it allows the hydrogen gas that may be generated from the battery to vent out. And basically that's it. Replace the battery cover and the boot. So that's it for the process. It's quite simple. So if you have any other questions, let me know in the comments, but otherwise I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.